Hey, what's good YouTube? Anytime Miami, back with another video. Today, I'll be doing a dream deck showcase versus Traptrix generators. I'm not sure how this deck really works, but for some reason it had to been a synergy. It was pretty insane. So I just kind of want to showcase a best of 3, and it does go to game 3 because game 2, I don't know what the heck, but he had like the god hand. It was insane. So the whole point of this video, I kind of want to showcase my dream deck and how it interacts, and you guys can kind of see how powerful the deck can really be. It can go good going first, it can go good going second, and I kind of want to showcase that off today in today's video. In the future, I will be going against other meta decks because I have versus other meta decks versus, well, with the dream deck, and I don't think the players I went against were particularly crazy with the deck. They wasn't really good. A lot of it was like free 2-0s. There was games I should have lost, but they kind of like misplayed. So in the future, I will probably won't be on EDO Pro when making these videos because I don't think like a lot of players on this site is very strong. A lot of them are just kind of like, I feel like casuals, kind of like similar to Master Duel players. So I'll probably be hopping on DB and actually test versus actual good players with good decks and see how that goes. Without further ado, let's go ahead and showcase the 3 games, and we'll do a play-by-play. All right, so we're gonna play from my perspective, and we'll do a step-by-step. So opening hands, I have Hornet Drones, Widow Anchor, Griffin, Widow Anchor, and Celestial. This is a 45 card deck, and for some god reason, I want to open Celestial or Dasher. These are like the only 2 main bricks in the deck. The other 2 potential bricks in the deck is technically like Golden Lord and Draco back, but there's ways around it, which is really cool. But yes, from our opponent, they have Thur, forget his name. Shout out to Boss Generator. Ball Stage, Imperm, Har, and we also have Ash Blossom. So let's go ahead and get started into the games. My opponent opens up and goes first. He opens and goes into a Boss Generator stage. Normal summons the lore. I'm just going Lop. Special summon Lop. Lop special summons the Mardell. Mardell will trigger to special summon, or sorry, to add, because this card adds the generator boss fight to the hand. And what this card does, basically you can activate one generator fill spell directly from deck to your hand, which I didn't understand why he did this. I again don't know what deck he was playing. In particular, I assumed that he was playing straight generators at this point because, you know, his line of play. But I saw that he played Mardell, and I was like a little confused because I feel like normally they go into like the Har here for like, you know, negates and whatever. But at the same time, I really don't know exactly how this deck is supposed to be played in today's meta game, only because nobody plays this deck. So I don't know, maybe they had some kind of new technique or something. So he basically sets 2 and pass, which is interesting. All right, I open for turret. I open triple Widow Anchor. Like, how insane is that? Triple Widow Anchor. The odds in that. In 45, by the way. All right, so the boss stage will activate. Since I added a card from deck to hand, he gets to special summon a generator monster from his deck, and then special summon tokens. I go ahead and I try to open up the Griffin Rider here because, again, the only thing I'm really scared of, because I knew he searched the generator boss fight card, and I was like, that doesn't really do anything. I don't know what this card is. So again, with generators, I don't know. You know, maybe I'm thinking it could be like a strike. I don't know if they play like heavy trap cards. I don't know. So I did know what this card really was. And the only real negate I had to get over is this guy, and he's once per turn. He can basically tribute any spellcaster or tokens to negate a card and destroy it. So I open with Griffin Rider. I chain Griffin Rider, well, chain link 1. Chain link 2, I Widow Anchor to target this to kind of out the interaction here. And I think my goal here was to make a DPE. I'm gonna also chain Hornet Drones in response to this, which wasn't really smart because he can technically just negate this. So basically opening it up here, I don't know what the heck I was thinking. He could have just easily negated Hornet Drones. So what the play was, I was supposed to Hornet Drones first, then after that, go into Griffin Rider, Chain Link 3, Widow Anchor. That was the correct line, but for some reason he didn't negate it, so we're chilling. So now monster's negated, and I get to special summon Griffin Rider, so I can extend it into a Anaconda play here, because I don't really have many options here. The game was very weird. So honestly, what the heck am I doing, bro? Am I tripping? So this was supposed to be Kagari. Kagari targets Hornet Drones. Hornet Drones go back to the hand, and yeah, I don't know why I made a Link Spider there. Maybe I'm thinking it was like a, you know, an adventurer token or something. I don't know, but that was horrible. Because now since I know this is an imperm, he could have probably impermed my Kagari, you know, and that could have been a thing, and I would have had DPE, but you know, unfortunately, I made some misplays here, so I didn't realize I did that until just now. So pay 2K, you know, don't Fusion Destiny. He's gonna respond with imperm, and then I go ahead and I activate Widow Anchor. Widow Anchor is going to steal the Mardell here, and then we're gonna link into a Lina. Lina is gonna special summon the Mardell back to my side of the field, and basically we're just gonna do damage here. That's the best I could do here, since I already misplayed and I could have potentially had a DPE on board. But I'm not too worried because I feel like this deck is not like really crazy, so I feel like I was chilling. And the reason why I made this play and didn't go into Unicorn here, because I was trying to, I don't know why, I was banking on maybe hard drawing into the Fusion Destiny to make a DP later on in the game, but chances of that happening is very small. So Unicorn couldn't have been an option, but I really thought about it and decided to keep the Lina on board. So when Lina gets destroyed by battle or card effect by my opponent, then I can search the Rose from deck to hand, and that gives me some follow-up. So he goes off. Top deck's not an Ash Blossom. Jesus, all of the Ash Blossoms. My deck didn't even play into Ash, which is kind of funny. Or at least in this particular play here. Pretty funny. He activates Ball Stage here. I don't understand why he did this, but I guess at the same time, sure. Because this forces me to draw a card, which triggers the Ball Stage, which, you know, got into the other engine of the deck, what I was very surprised of. So now he's gonna summon another Mardell, and I was like, whoa, they played two Mardells? Interesting. So Mardell's effect will activate, and that's gonna search a Traptrix, and that's when I was like, yo, this is a Traptrix generator deck? Interesting. So anyway, he puts the monster into attack mode, and he beats over. Of course, I get the Rose from here for follow-up, and then he beats over, and then he makes into the XYZ boss monster of the deck. And basically all it does is it detach to draw. We both draw a card, and then we also gotta give him a material underneath it. It's a very strange card, but it's really cool. But the way I looked at it is that it gives me so much card advantage, and I was okay with this because my hand was already kind of like cheeks. So again, I should have probably gave him the Celestial here, and I gave him Rose for some odd reason. This is very interesting like plays here, but yeah, I gave him like the Rose. I should have gave him this, 'cause I'm still thinking like, oh, I can probably hard draw, you know, Fusion Destiny, which is never gonna happen. So we both give him material from the hand. You know, he gets more materials, and this is a quick effect, so he can also play this on my turn to kind of like prompt the Ball Stage here. So anyway, I draw for turn. He obviously activates the fill spell here, special summon the I actually don't know how to pronounce his name. We're gonna call him Nid. The one that basically negates summonings. So if I were to normal summon, is it normal summon or special summon? If my opponent would special summon, so basically it's like a solemn warning that stops special summonings. So anyway, or I guess a solemn strike as well. So he draws, then we had to give out materials, and since my deck is kind of floaty, I wasn't, you know, not too hesitant to give him the Arquetto here. summons more monsters, and now I can't special summon because if you once per turn, it will be negated. So I guess my line of play here was basically just kind of like clear out this back row because I don't know if I know what this card is. I don't think I do. Yeah, I don't, because he didn't like search it. I think he just drew off of it. So I want to get rid of that back row because now I'm just thinking like, oh, it's a Traptrix deck, so it probably plays the whole trap cards. So I kind of want to get rid of this card and see what it was. This is another really weird play. I don't know. I was just kind of playing really sloppy here. I Widow Anchor. I take his boss monster. Of course, it drops all his attack power because his effect is basically the original attack and defense becomes 1,000 to the materials of this card. So obviously it has 4 materials, it'll be 4K, but since it's negated, it loses attack power. I activate Curse. Curse pay 8, feel great. And he Ash Blossoms here, which is very strange. You know, so anyway. I detach just to put the hair character in the graveyard, just, you know, for whatever. Golden Lord's effect will send the Curse Outland, special summon Golden Lord, and I just beat over. And what the biggest misplay of this play was, because I was thinking that I was gonna like turn these two guys into like a Link 2 of some sort, but in my mind I thought this guy was a Dark, so I was gonna go into like the Dark Link special summon out the thur, and then go from there. And I looked quickly and I was like, holy crap, this guy's an Earth. So what the correct line of play was is to normal summon Celestial out the fill spell, you know, do more damage, and link these two. Or I guess the other correct play was to kind of like crash, you know, whatever. But, you know, I misplayed on this section here. So basically, normal summon attack, blow up this, and then turn these two into the Dark, special summon her, and we pretty much should win here. But we still win here regardless because my deck is insane. So we're going to special summon this, and if you haven't read his effect, he can tribute tokens or, you know, a spellcaster. And since my Dark is a spellcaster, it's really good. So now I have an Omni Negate on board, which is pretty sick. And so I'm going to use the Sanguine effect here to, you know, set my spells or set my traps. And then all the tokens go in because in phase, that's what happens. And then my opponent draws for turn. He draws into a Grave Digger's Trap Hole, which does nothing. So he sets 2 and, you know, pretend it goes to end phase. Now I activate Golden Land, and this should equal the game because now all I gotta do is put all my monsters in attack mode and just swing for game. Since because my opponent is on Trap Hole, you know, or the Traptrix stuff, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have anything to stop my battle phase here, so we're just swing for game. So very interesting. Just kind of showcase kind of like how my deck can play. It was just a very sloppy game, but I thought it was just really cool to show off kind of how it interacts and stuff like that. So in game 2 here, my opponent opens up Shifter, which is really, really good versus my deck. My deck auto lose to any deck or any card that says banish, right? So like Evenly Match, or, you know, Dimension Shifter, which is really popular in the meta if you're playing like Flunderies and things of that nature. Macros Cosmos is another card that really hurts my deck. But my deck does play through hand traps very well, and it also, you know, it's just really resilient, so it's just really good. So Lightning Storm, Harpy Feather Duster doesn't really hurt this deck too much. It just gains all the materials back, basically. So anyway, my opponent starts off, he opens up, activates Dimension Shifter, then goes into the Marmero, jeez, adds the, can I not? I'm not used to doing like replays like this on ADO Pro. I'm always on DB. DB I think is a lot better when it comes to replays, but it's still pretty cool. So it makes the Sarah, just activates Parallel Seeds, which is insane. Parallel Seeds here is going to go into the Resphicia. Then opens up the Fahrenheit Shade Bigger Game. I was like, bro, that's insane. Like, opens up literally the God card or the God hand, the Traptrix version of the deck. Like, insane. If he like opened up like ball stage with this, like this was probably like the best hand that he could probably ever draw. And I'm under shifter, so like insane stuff. So the Shade's gonna summon. That's gonna trigger the Sarah here. Sarah's gonna special summon Morero. Triggers effect because it's mandatory to pop a back row, but there's no back row, so you know nothing happens. And then Sarah's effect is gonna set the Grave Digger's trap hole here, and then goes into the Time Thief or Doer. And yeah, my opponent is like super far ahead, bro. Like I don't know what card he's gonna dump off of this. Like he is doing really well, and since he has a Shade here, he can spin back a card on top of my deck. You know, Sarah's just insane, and you know, versus 3 sets, pretty hard to beat here. So I try my best. I sided in token collectors here because I saw the ball stage stuff, and I didn't know how heavy his Traptrix side was, but it's a pretty 50-50 even deck here, so it's pretty insane. So I open up starting off with Curse Outland, kind of want to bait some stuff out. I didn't want this card to like really resolve. It can, and it just searches into Golden Lord. Golden Lord can like spin back one of these cards to the graveyard. But I went ahead and did this, and also my opponent did not activate this in the standby phase for whatever reason. I don't know why he didn't, but he just didn't. And I feel like I would have Widow Anchored this. I don't know, but the fact that he didn't made it a lot easier for me not to Widow Anchor. So, you know, I wanted this card to get out. You know, I was trying to eventually destroy it so I can like out it, but I didn't. You know, I slept on his back row here. So Curse Outland starts out the Golden Lord, or sorry, the Golden Land card, which I don't know why. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm under shifter. Yeah. So I couldn't do anything really because I was like under shifter. So basically, I was just trying to like stall and kind of like set things up here a little bit, and pretty much pass it back to my opponent. I can't really play here. I didn't want to commit to the Ray because like Suzuka add Engage didn't seem very powerful here, and I kind of want to use Ray more in the grind game per se. And I mean, Engage could have probably been like really insane here, but I just wanted the Ray to stay in the hand, you know. So you know, was whatever. And I couldn't go into Hayate here because I have Curse Outland, and Curse Outland restricts only zombie monsters can attack. So I couldn't go into Hayate to do anything. But still, I wouldn't do that because Shifter. Shifter is just really insane. So anyway, he goes into Time Thief Redoer. Redoer takes my rights here. So now he has the draw, the spin back, and the banish. Really insane. Top deck's Traptrix, Mantis, special or normal summon. And then this adds a monster on summon, which basically gets some more follow-up. Sarah's effect is going to trigger to put back a floodgate, which is, again, insane. Goes into Anaconda. I was not ready for the Anaconda here. This man plays insane, bro. So again, he was trying to jump the Red Eyes Fusion, and I was like, I cannot let this resolve. So I droplets, and when I droplets here, I really went back and I read Time Thief Redoer, because I was like, oh, he has a trap. Can he just spin back his Verte and resolve this anyway? Because if that happens, I lose. But reading his effect, place one face-up card your opponent controls, and I was like, okay, good. So I didn't misplay, even though this is already like a really sloppy game by me. But he, you know, he tried to go for it. I don't know if he read his own Time Thief here, because I didn't think that putting back the Curse Outland here was really good, but it is what it is. All right, so negate the Anaconda, so no, you know, Dragoon here, because that would have been just straight up game. And I take damage here, and then he activates the ball stage, and yeah, he drew into the ball stage. He's insane. And I just, you know, go to land in phase to set the Sanguine here, and then we go into this. All right, so of course draw phase, he special summons her, and then he gets the 2 tokens. So now he gets like, you know, a good negate here. I tried to token collector, which, you know, came up surprisingly, and then it baited out one of the Grave Digger's trap holes here. So I take 2K, nothing happens. And then now he remembers the standby phase take, and he takes another spell card, which means he gets another plus here. So he takes my Shard Cannon here, which is pretty good. I go into Souls here. Souls gets met by another Gravedigger. And the big misplay here, I think, is that the fact that I knew that this Gravedigger trap hole was already here. So the Souls was basically a bait, because he should activate the other Gravedigger, because I don't think I knew that card was there. I think another 2K. Now I know Floodgate Trap Hole is here, and I think this is still unknown. So I know this is a Floodgate, this is an unknown card. I know what's in his hand. So basically I know everything except for this. So I'm just gonna think, how do I break this, right? Normal Summon Ray just gets met with a Floodgate, and he also misplays it here again, because now I know this is a Floodgate. You know, he activates this Floodgate. You don't Floodgate Ray, because Ray can just, you know, chain and dodge it. He goes into trying to negate the Ray's effect, and then that gets met with the Droplets, which gets rid of the Souls here. Which negates. IFA comes down, and then he activates this for some random reason, but I guess he just wanted to draw here. Draws into another Diana. I'm gonna attack into the Verte, which is gonna dump the Rose. Rose is gonna trigger to special summon back out from the graveyard, negate the Respicia, because I don't know what kind of effect this card can, you know, get off into the, you know, into the deck. So I just want to make sure that this card was cut off for the time being. I go into Kagari here. Kagari is going to add back the Shard Cannon, and then I go into my own Verte. And hopefully this was like, hopefully enough. And I feel like I was in a pretty good advantage here. So I go into end phase. DPE effect is going to target the Anaconda and the Respicia. And then, of course, he comes back in phase. And I didn't activate Sanguine here because I've been locked into zombies. And since I already triggered the effect of Anaconda, I can't special summon for the rest of the turn. So, yeah. This is going to be basically follow-up for next turn. Alright, so he attached. He has another spell card, which is the Curse here. So he gets another draw. And I went ahead and did this, so I can just stop this card from just gaining so much advantage. Like, this card literally went in. It gave him like a plus like 3. And it just went crazy. So I just wanted to get rid of it. I knew what this card was, so if you Floodgate Trap Hole, my Golden Lord didn't really do much, because I don't have any more Golden Land cards to kind of like pop off here. So I just want to get rid of that. He normal summons this, you know, special summon this, and then Morello's gonna pop this, was, you know, didn't really do too much here. And then I was hoping in my mind, I was like, there's no way he plays this card, right? Because he already played like the Anaconda, which has the Dragoon Bricks, the Red Eyes Fusion. So like, this man was playing like Ultra Bricks, bro. Like, it was insane. And he just opened Godlike. Like, it was really insane. So yeah, here there was just nothing I can really do. So he just goes for the, you know, double or nothing, and pretty much goes for game here. Really well played by my opponent. And then now we can go into game 3 here. Okay, so in game 3, I go first, and bro, I felt so confident based on what my opponent opened with. You know, I was like, there's just no shot that he'll do that again. And plus, Traptrix are not very good at going second. And I know the Boss Generator deck, it's not very strong going second. So I felt really comfortable. So, you know, all I wanted to do was to get as much follow-up as possible, because that's what the Dream deck does. The Dream deck basically sets up interruptions for my opponent, and end goal is to survive and then OTK my opponent on the following turn, because the follow-up for this deck is insane. So let's go ahead and hop into this. So I activate Engage here. Engage is going to search out the Ray. Activate Rites. Rites is going to special summon the token. Activate Journey of Destiny from the deck. Souls is going to, or sorry, the Illusion of Chaos is going to search the Souls. Put that back. Normal summon Ray. Search out Draco back here. I'm going to use the effect of the Journey here to search out the Griffin Rider. Discard. Equipped. Then I'm gonna use Griffin, so now I can't get hand trapped, so I can play around like Imper, Ash, if he had Nibiru, because my deck can play into Nibiru pretty hard, just depends. But we're gonna make sure that all our plays get protected here. So we're gonna go ahead and do Souls effect. We're gonna discard 2, draw 2, add another extender here. So we're gonna special summon the Temple, Kagari, add back Engage. I made this. What I should have done was make Verte Anaconda with the 2 monsters here, and then made Kagari, and then make Sige. But now, since I like had to use this card so I can add another like a zone that my Anaconda can sit in, it's kind of a misplay. I wasn't playing really well this game. Turn the Hayate into a Suzuku here, pay 2k, you know, dump the bricks, EP comes out. We're gonna go ahead and add rights to the hand for follow-up. And then of course the Elder stuff is going in. And for some reason, oh no, it works. I wasn't sure if it was this game or not, but for some reason it didn't prompt me to like banish one of my Golden Land cards. It wasn't this game. I thought it was this game, so yeah, I just didn't set a interruption for my opponent, so it was just like very unfortunate. I still won that game. It was just very scary because he could have like easily came back off that. So, you know, Suzuku as another follow-up card, which is Widow Anchor. Of course, I get my 2 Golden Land cards, the Sanguine and the Golden Land Conch. And we just got infinite plays from my opponent. My opponent has to play through like 4 interruptions, has to kill me here because he doesn't. He just pretty much gets OTK'd. And I mean, he tried his best. So he goes into Impermanence, trying to hit the DPE, which I felt like if he would have hit the Griffin Rider, he would have had like evenly matched. Thank God he didn't have evenly matched. I don't know if he had it in his side deck or whatever. I feel like he probably does. But I was very happy to see that he targeted my Enforcer. So that gets rid of 1 interruption here. I went ahead and just, you know, popped it because, you know, there's probably no way that he can actually like banish it. He plays Terraforming, goes into the boss stage here, which is fine, doesn't really do nothing. And now we'll just flip over cards, and he pretty much just insta scoop because that's just no way, bro. Like, there's just no way. DPE's coming back. Golden Lord is gonna be back. This paused the boss stage, so he doesn't have any follow-up plays here. These cards are pretty much bricks in the hand. Like, there were just nothing he can really do. So, like I said, in the future, and I know this video went on a little too long, but I kind of want to showcase like kind of like my deck. And I know this is like not versus a meta deck, but in the future, I'm probably going to be doing this on DB so I can get better replays and meta matches so you guys can understand how my deck plays versus the meta. So, all right, guys, if you guys enjoyed the video, you know, leave a like, subscribe. I am trying to push to 1,000 subscribers. I don't know if it's going to happen this year or not, but it'll be really, really helpful. And yes, if you guys have any suggestions or want to leave any comments down below, feel free. And with that said, thank you guys for watching. You guys are appreciated if you made it this far, and have a great day. Peace.